Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there's just 276 days until Christmas 2022. Oh, and I saw Matt Risman with a $10 super chat right up front. I can't stay, got to board a flight just long enough to hear the music. Don't change it, Santa. Oh, thank you so much, Matt, and appreciate your support. That's fantastic. I do have a lot of upfront things I want to cover, and then we'll bring in a magic maker and get started with the show. First of all, is all the social stuff, right? You guys, we're on Facebook. We do simulcast streaming to Facebook and YouTube. If you can join us over on YouTube, you can participate in the chat. The tool that I use doesn't accept the Facebook chat feed. So join us over here and you can get included in the chat. And we are ramping up for a Jason Presson, our friend over at Polyhedral Paradise. He is doing a charity live stream for mental health in gaming on April 15th. So I plan on supporting him there. We want to make everyone aware of what's going on with that as well. So, and then we are planning some Patreon only live streams. I've been talking to Captain Pennsylvania, Nikki, our friends over at the Main Gang, Alan Lavis, and many of you as well. If you're interested in doing that with me, let me know. Get hold of me and we will schedule something. So I see we've got Jason here from Making Star Wars. We're going to cover some of his content today, and he licked the video. I'm not saying you have to lick it, but it'd be nice if you liked it, shared it out there. You can lick it if you want to. Oh, it's your phone. You do with it. But we appreciate that, Jason. Thank you so much. And Star Wars Meg, always in the chat. Thank you so much for your support. And Dominic, who's the guy with the beard? I don't know. Some knucklehead. Thank you for being here, Dominic. You guys are great. I love all of you. X-Wing made it in. I just got done watching the Boomer show from last night that he did. Of course, he's over there on the left coast, and I can't stay up that late. I'm such a boomer. I'm asleep when he does it. So got that this morning. I see a lot of new faces, new folks, and just to let you all know, we do have Dominic. That's fantastic. Yeah, Jason, is Kumar playing a droid? I heard he's playing a droid. No. That's hilarious. But I do want to know, let you know, we're going to hold off the spoilers until after the fan film today. We've kind of been doing the fan film at the very end of our Thursday chats with a magic maker. We're going to do it at the front side this time so that you guys don't miss the fan film if you don't want on the spoilers. So we'll hold off the spoilers until after the fan film discussion, and I'm looking forward to that today as well. A couple other mentions. We've got our partners at the Old Republic Collectibles here in the U.S. who are helping us with a lot of the figures, the toys, the giveaways that we do. And we're switching over to gift cards, and they're helping out with some of the charities that folks have asked us to support as well. And of course, all the cool stuff over there in the UK, David Tree is helping us out with as well, and also supporting the situation over in Ukraine with some charitable donations there as well. And then we've got DC Sabers. DC Sabers, they're also over in the UK. They're making a custom saber for Santa. So we're working on that as well. I think that's all the upfront news. And I'll bring in a magic maker. And then we've got just a couple of other small bits of news here with that as well. The one is that today is the start of Walmart exclusives that they're releasing some collectibles across different franchises specific to Star Wars. There are some vintage collection figures that are being released. A couple hours ago, they had the first wave of them, and then there's another one coming up at 12 noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Here in the East Coast, Eastern time zone. And then for those of you over in the UK, it'd be 8 p.m. But it is getting very, very difficult to get those figures. I was able to snag an R2, a vintage collection R2 this morning, but I could only get one. And Baymax is right. The order site on the fan collectibles site today, that I think they're calling it CollectorCon or something like that. They're yeah, the release times mean nothing. It's so hard to get the figures because the demand is so high. And then on all these pre-orders, I was only able to get one of the R2s. I had to pay the shipping because I couldn't get enough to get the free shipping. Every time I tried to get two, my order would get canceled. So I got one to make sure you can get none. And so you guys, if you're a collector, you're looking for vintage collection for Black Series, there is a thing going on today over on Walmart. Yes, a Magic Maker is being very quiet because I haven't shut up yet. So
I tried talking, but he had me shut off.
I'm gonna let you speak in just 1 second. The other thing is, I saw that the Lego Star Wars game walkthroughs are starting to release, and I watched some of that this morning, and it looks great. So if you were interested in Lego Star Wars, that game, the gameplay walkthrough is beginning to show up on some of these sites. The one I caught was over on Star Wars Newsnet, which was very, very good. So Michael J. Bartholomew, Nathaniel Davidson, the second.
That happened.
Oh no, we lost a Magic Maker. We lost. I'm back. We were gone for just a moment. A Magic Maker. You're back. I'm back. We're all back.
Are we still live?
I think we're still live. I think it just it blipped. We were caught in a blip, and so it's been 5 years actually. But
oh no,
we just showed up. No,
it means our stuff isn't spoilers anymore.
That's so funny. Am I frozen? Am I alive? Am I frozen? I do want to do some live I want to do some live polling today. So let me get into the studio here. And it's are we back? Okay. I got into I got into the YouTube studio because I want to do some live polls in a little bit later and make sure that we can do that. So I've got the YouTube studio up. I can see what's going on there. I can see that we're good. We're good. So a Magic Maker.
Yes.
How are you doing? How are you doing, my friend?
I'm apparently alive. 5 years later.
Yeah, you guys we were just caught in the blip. We were gone. 5 years have passed. If you saw the stream, we've been here for 5 years. You all are just making it back. We were here all along. We've had shows. You wouldn't believe the Star Wars content that we've had over the last 5 years while all of you were gone. It was amazing. No more spoilers.
You didn't know that you didn't know you were all in the half that got blipped.
That's right. They were. Everybody who's in the chat, you guys are the ones that just came back. Nothing ever happened here. No spoilers. This is just a review of the content we've had over the last 5 years.
That's right.
You guys, just to get you caught up. No, just Um, yeah,
All right, well,
Meg,
that's the end of our jokes and funniness for the day. The rest of it's going to be super serious.
Meg's had twins. They're 5 years old now. They're it's so good. No, we've got a fan film today, and as it's Thursday, and we're gonna watch the fan film right up front, and we'll get into it. This one is a lot of fun, and we're going to do the same thing we did last week. We're going to stop it before it gets to the end because there's a nice little surprise at the end that's absolutely worth all of you watching. And just want to let you all know, look, there's only a couple of I think they've only got this one video. It's Farrar Films. They've only got 135 subscribers. They deserve more. Look, I'm going to throw mine on there. They've got 136 subscribers. And so you guys, the link to this video is in the description here. If you'd like to hear the audio, you'd like to watch it all the way through, and I encourage you, please do. Please go out there uh, to support these content creators for our films. And this fan film, Cad Bane, it's a Star Wars fan film. It's 18 minutes long. It's got a fantastic surprise at the end that I think you all will love, uh,
This is
especially Meg.
excellent. This is a very, very good fan film.
It really is. It really is. And so I'm going to let it start playing, and I'm going to leave it muted. That's what we do here. We mute the fan film because we want you guys to go watch it. I've got the subtitles turned on so that you can see that. This is a mix of different things. Most of it is live action, is it not?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
mostly live action. And it starts, it looks like it's um, computer generated, but CGI. But then I got into it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is live.
Yeah. And we've got a Jawa here. This, let me see. I may not have the closed caption. Yeah, I got this. I got a closed caption on. This Jawa is one of the major actors in
Mm.
this film. So it's
And that's played by his
very
daughter. This
funny.
is all family done, by the way.
Oh, it's all family. I knew that he and his wife were the writer, the
Mhm.
filmmaker, all of that.
So he
And
wrote it,
yes,
and she's the director and producer of it, and then the Jawa's his daughter, and he's playing the role of Cad Bane.
thank you for the super chat, Mike Porter. The smiling face with sunglasses. I appreciate that. Dollar super chat. Thank you so much, Nathaniel Davidson Jr. So Cad Bane here. They made a point that they worked on this for a little over a year or about a year, right?
Hmm. Yep. And they
And
couldn't. Yeah, they were trying to get it done. They had it written before COVID, and then they couldn't get everything put together, so they ended up doing it as a family.
and I thought their effect on Cad Bane is really well done. You got to remember they don't have the budget of Lucasfilm or Disney, and,
And they did
what
as good, if not better.
I thought they did a great job. There's some parts where I like, you can kind of see it's
Hmm.
not as tight as it is in others, but here and all of this right here is brilliant. It
Yeah.
looks great. Absolutely love it. And the Jawa in here is you said that's their daughter
Hmm.
in doing the live action version, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And so they've got some effects here. Obviously, they're using some computer effects, and then let me. I'm gonna speed this up. I'm gonna go to 2 times speed so we can kind of get through a little more here quickly. And there's the basic plot of it. Oh, maybe I will, maybe I won't. If I go 2x speed, it's going to buffer. So I'll
Hmm.
slow it back down. Um, the basic plot is Cad Bane has been hired on a bounty to get this dude, right? To get this Jawa, right? And the Jawa is
Little
a
lady
key
is what he
to,
calls her. They're a little lady.
yeah, right. The Jawa is key to getting an object, right? Let me hold on a second. Let me escape that. Let me try refreshing. Sorry. Let me. It it got really mad because I moved it up to 2x speed, and now it's there. We go. So he's supposed to bring him in dead or alive. There's more money to bring in the bounty alive, and really the Jawa isn't what they're after. They're after an object that the Jawa knows about. The Jawa is
Yep.
trying to so they want to get this guy so that they can get the object, right? The item, right? And
Yep.
and the Jawa is trying to make a bargain with Cad Bane. Says, I'll give you triple the amount. And Cad Bane's like, oh, that's that's tempting, but triple's not quite enough. So so he goes for 4 times the amount. Cad Bane seems to take that offer, and I want to get on further in. Anything you'd like to add?
Well, anyway, like I said, right now I think they have the mannerisms. They have the way that he speaks. I think it's well written to his speech pattern and speech type for him, so it does follow him very well. The special effects are excellent in here. I mean, like them coming out of hyperspace, them going to where they are. It's pretty awesome.
It is, and one thing we didn't get in the Book of Boba Fett with Cad Bane is Toto 360.
Yep.
Here we do get Toto, and I thought that their effects for Toto throughout are just perfect. They're absolutely
Agreed.
perfect. And what we see, let me. All right. I so much want to move it along. It looks like it's got enough there to speed it up again. Let's try. All right. So here they are landing. And now the rest of this picks up mostly live action. There's some effects. Of course, Toto is an effect. I'm not
I think they
sure
did
how
a good
much
job of
of.
finding a place to represent Ryloth, because Ryloth is fairly barren with a few sparse trees, and so I thought this in grasslands in certain areas it's really harsh, and then they give you some implications as they find maybe they haven't gotten there yet, so we'll get there. Wait till they get there. But yeah, I thought they
Yeah,
did. I think they did a pretty decent job of finding a live action version of Ryloth. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good from its description.
exactly. And that's in the Cad Bane here. I think is a mix of live action and effect.
Yeah, I
Um,
think you're right. I think when they show his face close up, it's a effect. Yeah. So
yeah,
before they got there, when he looked down, right in that area, they showed a footprint of a pretty big creature, and he goes, "Don't worry about the wildlife. You've alerted the stormtroopers."
yeah, yeah. So they have a little duel with some stormtroopers. Of course, they've got no they've got they've they've got no chance.
Yeah,
He
of
takes them out
course.
no problem.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'll say that, and I saw some comments there saying maybe the characterization, the writing for Cad Bane may not have been spot on for his character. I thought it was good. Um, Maybe it's not spot on for his character, but for me, I think it's I think it's perfectly within his
Mhm.
character.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
I don't. The only questionable part, and I love the Jawa there. He's just shooting over his shoulder, right?
I know.
He's not even looking, right? He's just shooting over his shoulder. The
I,
stormtroopers are standing there saying, "Is he actually even?"
I actually thought it was funny because the stormtroopers comment was, about how bad he was. Like, wow, we thought we were bad.
Right? It's really funny. And then, but the only part is actually taking money, or you're already hired for a job
Hmm.
that you would take more money to do another job, or
Right.
to double cross him, right? I thought that's
Right.
the only questionable bit here. But yeah, a lot of people saying, look, this Cad Bane is more accurate than the Book of Boba Fett Cad Bane.
Yeah.
I thought they
So
did a great
I
job
think
on him.
see, there's no guarantee that he's not going to still double cross the the Jawa. We don't get to there, and that piece, he's like, I told you if you shot me, then I was going to kill you. So
Right.
and so we don't know fully how that's going to play out at this point. So I think it's really
Yeah.
accurate to him.
I
You know.
and I want to agree that I think the effect of Cad Bane here is very well done.
Yes.
With the toothpick, we didn't get him with the toothpick at all in the Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
Here that he's got he's even got the toothpick. He's Cad Bane. All right, as far as I'm concerned, maybe the voice acting's not quite as tight. I mean, you guys can hear it when you listen to the video later, but you can maybe the voice acting's not quite as tight. But I thought it was the depiction of Cad Bane. I agree. I think it's better than what we got in the Book of Boba Fett.
No, I think he's
I'm
better as well. And you don't. I don't think the undermine his his um his ruthlessness at all. Actually,
no,
simply because you don't
I
know.
don't
They'll
either.
close it out.
Right, right. You get the Shadow Trooper here. Yeah, the hat's perfect. I think his facial features are better as well.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Baymax is saying, yeah, the face looks better. The hoses to his neck are accurate. They did such a great job, and they spent a year doing this, right?
Yeah,
Um, the Shadow Trooper is pretty cool. His teeth are accurate, like all of it.
yeah,
It's right on, right?
yeah. I thought the Shadow Trooper didn't look as good as some of kind of what I expected. So I mean, but it was still pretty. I like the effect, and he did it really well.
I agree. I agree. They
Yeah,
did a really good job of parsing it in, right? Of having him appear and disappear.
yeah,
The actor there's doing a great. Oh, and here I wanted to bring up. You can see the plate on his head,
yeah.
right? The plate on his head that they took from the Bad Batch when we first saw that,
That's
and I
right.
thought they did a really good job. Uh, Mike Troll, Mike No Troll Porter. He banned the Nathaniel Davidson.
Yeah.
The Jawa here is really good. It's the character of the Jawa is quite entertaining, and it might be more similar to a Jawa that we're getting in Kenobi, actually.
Yeah.
So uh, which is good. And here's where I think I'm going to. Well, I'm going to give it just a
You
bit
better,
more.
yeah, you better stop it.
Yeah, I
It's
better
about to
stop
happen.
it. I better stop it. Better stop it here because there is a surprise that comes right after this. We're down to like the last 3 minutes, uh, and here's where Cad Bane is completely ruthless. Here, I'll let this play real quick. So he's there. The Shadow Trooper's not quite dead, right? Not quite dead. You made the Empire your enemy by yourself. He said, "No, you know I'm right. Long live the Empire." Blam. And he took him right out. So,
Yep.
yeah, I'm going to
Long live
stop
the
it there
Empire.
because I don't want you all to miss the ending. So,
Yep.
you guys, please, if you would, I know we beg this every week. Please go out to the link. Give this some more views. It's only got 5,500 views, something like that. It would be great to see that jump up. And 158 subscribers. It's already jumped since we got on here. So thank you all so much
Yep.
for supporting these fan films, for these content creators. They're doing such a great job that we want to make sure um, they get the support they should from the community, and share this out. Let folks know of it. Look, the I think they should get recognized for how they depicted Cad Bane, how accurate it is to, and when you compare it to what the Lucasfilm did with Cad Bane, I think these guys did every bit as good, in many ways, much better. And I love Cad Bane. Cad Bane's one of my favorite of characters in all of Star
Yes.
Wars.
So when I
He
pulled up, I actually had three fan films for this week. Then I said, "You choose," and he was
yeah,
like, right out the bat, Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. Now, to be fair, I did watch the other two. Right, I watched all three, but well, as soon as I saw this one, I was like, "Oh, this is an easy one." Right, this is easy. We're going to go with Cad Bane for sure because they did such a great job. I think that share it out like folks like Theory. Star Wars Theory does a great job. I think if folks can let Theory know that these guys, what they did, get him to watch it, that would be great. Because he
Yeah.
could bring a lot more eyeballs to this than I can. Of course, Meg is here. Meg is our champion. She is uh, so important to me personally as a friend
I see.
above
I see.
everything else.
I see
But
Meg talk about cups and Jawas. Is she referring? I won't say
she
it.
Meg is
My
great.
brain just went dark.
She's the best. But it's absolutely worth supporting these content creators. I'm going to tweet it out later if you guys watch for that, or if you guys tweet it. Mike Porter's the best on Twitter. I've got his Twitter account in the description here as well. Support these guys. I think they deserve it. So all of that being said, we're going to jump into some spoiler territory now. So if you guys want to avoid spoilers, you want to avoid spoilers for the Book of Boba Fett, or not the Book of Boba Fett, for Kenobi, right? You want to avoid spoilers for Kenobi. You'd like to go into it fresh without knowing the outcome. Now is the time to jump out, right? Now's the time to jump out.
Yes.
My friend, a magic maker here, you've not read up, right?
Nope,
You've
not
stayed in the
read up.
dark.
This will be completely the first reaction for me. I'm probably will be completely triggered, which is the whole thing. Because you told me that it'd probably upset me.
you I expect
So
you to get
I want to
triggered.
get it from a friend as opposed to from getting it from other places. That way you can
Right,
calm me
we could
down.
maybe not ruin your entire day because we're friends here. Yeah, X-wing, avoiding spoilers for Kenobi is like stepping into a rainstorm and trying to stay dry. You're not wrong, X-wing. It's pretty heavy, the spoilers out there. And I want to bring up, first of all, this is a minor spoiler here. I think this is from Star Wars Newsnet, and they shared this a couple days ago. This isn't brand new, but it's worth bringing up. They shared that Forlom is going to be in the Kenobi series. Now, they don't give any kind of context for Forlom. Right? All they've said is, we've heard from a credible source that bounty hunter Forlom will make an appearance in Obi-Wan Kenobi. We don't know many specifics, but we're assured he will have a bigger role than mere seconds he spent on Empire Strikes Back. So he'll get to at least double his presence on live action Star Wars content. Forlom showing up in the Kenobi series, and if you're not familiar with him, one of the bounty hunters that Vader called in. He's got a protocol droid body. You're familiar with it. He's got that round head. Right? So there's Forlom
Old roundhead.
from Empire. Yeah. So he showed up there. He's been in other things, of course, comics and books and things, but this is the only live action version that we've seen was in Empire, right?
I love that response. X-Wing. I thought his family was Jewish.
No, that was off of Meg. I
I
was
know.
ignoring
I
that
purposely
because
didn't read that one, but
Meg was talking about Forlom's brother, and so I'm like, oh no, I'm not clicking on that. I'm not clicking on
reading
that.
that
So yeah, I see them. I'm just not
one.
just not going to. So
That's why
Forlom,
if you hear me say "oh no," that means there's something that's in there that's not good.
exactly. So what are your thoughts of Forlom showing up?
I'm good with that. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
I expect bounty hunters to be out there looking for Jedi and Jedi relics. So coming right off of what we just saw with Cad Bane, it makes complete sense that he would be finding Jedi relics as well as Jedi during this period of time.
perfect. And I think let me take a look. I've got to take a peek here. Yeah. So we've got appliances being delivered right now. That's what you heard the chime. We've got appliances coming. So I'm going to have to step out for 1 second, and I want to see. Oh, hold
So
on.
he's having his 4 washer delivered.
Well, I want to see if Jason's available. If he can jump in, and then I can have him. Let me do this. Copy the link. Let me send it to Jason and see if Jason can jump in and cover for me to talk about his story, uh, because that's the next big part. So
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get Jason in to cover it. And let me bring it up here to first introduce it, and hopefully Jason will show up here in 1 second. Yeah. This is Darth Vader's revenge in Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. This will be
Oh boy.
Darth Vader's first duel with Kenobi. Now there's two of them reported going to be in the show during the season, but this would be the first one. This would be the first duel of the two, and this is Darth Vader's revenge, is how Jason couched it, and there he is. There he is, Jason.
Hey,
Thank you.
can you hear me?
Thank you so much. I'm going to hide myself, and I'm going to let you talk about your article. All right.
All right, I could do that.
Thank you.
I'm not scared. How's it going,
Then
Mr.
you get to
Magic
get
Maker?
me all like, no, 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 no.
I know. I have to. I can't control what's on the screen right now, so I'm having to go over to my article and pull it up. So
Okay.
we'll be stuck with it where Santa
All right.
left it.
Well, then you get my first reactions to all this, then Jason, not
Yeah, dude, just don't shoot the messenger. Yeah. So basically, like in this article, yeah.
I needed Santa to kind of walk me off the edge on this one, but now I have you, so I'm sorry.
No, yeah. So this one right here, I'm kind of like getting into a little bit about O'Shea Jackson's character and the planet of Jabim. And
Okay.
there's basically this old Clone Wars facility that's being used as a base by the Partisans.
Okay.
Saw Gerrera's cats. And this is like a good, what is it? Probably this is about 10 years after. So we're about what, 4 to 5 years before Rogue One. So the Partisans aren't a group of crazy guys with 2 tubes and more off, all those weirdos. We're at the point.
Rogue One happens right at 19,
Yeah,
or 19 years after, or right at BBY.
right.
So just before New Hope kicks off. So and I thought this was happening about, and Obi-Wan is happening what, at 9 BBY? Is that right?
Yeah. It's like
So that puts it 9 years
9 to 10.
before.
So yeah, so like Leia is like 10 years old.
Right, 10 and Luke, Leia and Luke are 10.
Yeah. So we have a few years for them to get really wild. The Partisans, that is, after they've been at war with the Empire. Like we have this one group is like a humanitarian side of the movement who just want to bring food, supplies, and medical attention to people. The other side are like, we have to go to war. This is war.
Right.
And so we have that.
That would be Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, and these are all Saw Gerrera's people right now.
Right.
But half of those people have their hearts in the right place, and the other half are ready to go to war. And then we have O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character, who I get the impression is sort of in the middle. He knows that fighting is important as is the humanitarian effort. And my personal just speculation is that as the story moves on in other mediums, we'll see O'Shea Jackson's character probably reject Saw Gerrera and what that drama is. That's
you have to have that middle, because that's the person that kind of walks us through what course of action. I agree with that. I mean,
and if Saw becomes a bad guy in essence, if he becomes morally corrupt, then you have to have the antithesis of that we can follow and still get behind in these bigger stories, I think. So
where is this in relation to Jedi Fallen Order?
Jedi Fallen Order is what? It's 4 years after Revenge of the Sith, I want to say. 4 or 5. Right? I think it's like 4 or 5. So this is
we hit Saw Gerrera there on Kashyyyk.
Yeah, and they're fighting with Saw on that planet. They seem a little bit healthier and happier, though. I don't know how close we could read a video game, on that front, but they are a bit more just doing early like rebellion stuff there. Then we have this, and Saw Gerrera is not in this series is not in Kenobi as far as I know.
Okay,
I think he's mentioned, and I think that's about the extent of it, just so that we could contextualize who these people are.
I gotcha.
So, and I don't know the exact order of events because I interviewed people who had worked on the production over at Manhattan Beach, right? So we have half the freedom fighters. Like, I was more of a doctor. Half of them, I was more of a warrior with the Clone Wars blaster, which is pretty cool, and I'm like, that sounds rad. So, but what happens in some order of things, it sounds like towards the back end of maybe the 3rd episode. I'm going to think it's the 3rd episode probably. Or no, I'm sorry, the 4th episode. Kenobi confronts Vader and he doesn't have his lightsaber. And it's like they're on this like giant passenger ship that's like, in a Book of Boba, that one that like Din rides on.
Right.
It's like one of those like transports. And so the transport is basically taking these people somewhere. I don't know where, but probably to the humanitarian effort on Jabim. But it ends up getting boarded by Vader, and it sounds like it's boarded by Vader, the Inquisitors, and their stormtroopers and purge troopers. And basically, in that fight, it sounds to me like we're going to have Obi-Wan probably taking an Inquisitor's lightsaber and fighting with that for part-time. But that's not 100%. But I think that's what happens. But anyways, we end up with Obi-Wan Kenobi getting burned. Darth Vader is able to set him on fire, his arm somehow. And Kenobi's badly burned, and O'Shea Jackson and Leia apparently throw him in a tank, a Bacta tank kind of coffin like they did for Anakin. And it's lucky he got burned while with a group of humanitarians that are there to help war-torn, places or whatever. And so then so we basically have Anakin getting revenge. Oh, the Wookiees are up. The Wookiees love this story. But so we have Anakin burning Obi-Wan back. It's mainly his arm from what my sources have said. It sounds like his arm is burned really badly. And we end the episode like, oh, what's gonna happen? Then we come back the next week, and it's like, we thought we lost you, girl, but you look okay to me. So it
makes sense that Leah's doing this, because if you do in the book, that's exactly the kind of thing she's doing too. So it meets the same mentality of the things she'd be involved in.
Yeah. So a mercy mission.
Let me just ask the question that X-Wing did, and then I think Meg was also saying she appreciated the question. Is there a way the contextualization could be mixed up with Andor? That these scenes were actually done for Andor, not for Kenobi?
Absolutely not. In no way in heck. I'm on Santa's show, so I'll censor myself. In no way in heck could that happen. No, this was filmed. I mean, Andor wasn't filming at Manhattan Beach. They wouldn't use the Kenobi crew to all of a sudden film Andor because they were filming in LA. They wouldn't do it that way. So yeah, it is absolutely
I agree.
no way.
Have separate productions.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's the MO.
Yeah. If
what is
Obi-Wan,
the possibility that it's actually a dream sequence where he imagines himself being burned?
No, because it goes into a dream sequence. It would be like Inception, because did you ever hear that story I did about how we flash back to Anakin and Obi-Wan in a dojo?
Yeah. Santa brought me up to speed on that, but I did not. I happen to avoid what you do with him because I want to talk to him fresh, not because I don't want your information, but because I try to talk to him fresh.
Sure.
Let me interject real quick. Man on the Moon, congratulations! He's going to be a papa. He just shared on our channel some ultrasounds. Congratulations, Man on the Moon! Super excited for you. Thanks for being a big part of this community as well. Meg, how do we know it's not Endor and Diego Luna's playing an Ewok? Huh?
We don't.
It's hilarious.
Congratulations, dude. If when he's 10, he sets the rug on fire, go easy on him. Anyways, when you have we end up with Kenobi on this place, and he's as he's recovering, he's seeing all of these like people that are doing the work that the Jedi used to do. And he's seeing that people aren't going to lay down and take Palpatine's ideas and his concepts and stuff like that. And then that's when he starts to get like, I gotta do this, I have to, there's something I haven't revealed yet that we won't get into, but he has to do something. And he's like, I gotta do this. I gotta stop Darth Vader. These people are the future. I gotta save them. Like I know we can do it. He starts to like kind of like get it's his Rocky Balboa moment, almost. But that's when he's like, okay, I'm determined. And he starts thinking back. What did he learn from me? What did Anakin know that I do? And then so we go to this montage training moment where Anakin's like, your problem is, you do this. And he's like, oh, I have the high ground. And, they have like that back and forth about what each other's weaknesses are. And he thinks back to it, and then that's how he knows how he's going to get Darth Vader.
Right.
Especially after he burned his arm. I don't think it's revenge, but you know what I mean.
I mean,
it's hilarious.
I could definitely see that happening. It doesn't make me all that happy because I really don't want them facing off. Yeah. But I can see that. The preference of how I would like to see it, and I'm sure that I haven't seen the scripts or the storyboards or anything like that. So,
sure.
Or talk to anybody for that matter. But the way that I would prefer to see something like this would be that he's in the vicinity of him. Obi-Wan feels him, in this, not in the Meg way, but in the Star Wars way, and so he has basically a PTSD moment where he imagines himself being burned in the same way that Anakin was, and the fight going in the opposite direction. And then later on, there's the flashback in the dojo. So we have multiple flashbacks as opposed to it happening, like we have periods of time in between there. And maybe he's even injured in a regular fight where he has to be in a Bacta tank, and and we're getting this all, and we're having the flashback this again, and so that would be my preference. And then in the sense where he faces him again, he knows how Anakin thinks as far as a tactician. And so this allows him to advise the rebels on how to beat him versus how to beat him in a lightsaber duel. And the what we have as far as him facing him again is as Obi-Wan's cave moment, like Luke had facing Vader on in Empire Strikes Back, where he has to face him and let go and allow himself to be defeated in the sense.
Yeah, it definitely.
That's what I prefer.
It definitely has. I think it has what you're asking for.
Is a Magic Maker breaking up real bad?
Not for me.
A Magic Maker breaking up real bad for me, but not for anybody else. Okay, so it's just me. I'll mute myself again.
Yeah, no, I think what you're wanting, you pretty much get, but in the way that I presented things, or the way that things have been presented to you through the show, like in the order, it's like the emphasis feels misplaced. Like I'm telling you about like the 5th episode right now.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like I want it's like yeah, they do that stuff earlier on, like in a different way. And then when we get to like the 5th one, that's where we're like, what are you gonna do, man? Because it's like one of the problems I think the show has is that everybody in it can't die for the most part. Leia
Right.
can't die, Owen, Beru, Anakin, Vader. Like you have, so it's all onto the new characters to like really have like a lot of like the mortal peril. And then but we end up with Obi-Wan still our hero, so we still have to believe he can actually lose, or something really bad that we don't want to happen to him can. And I think that's
he's got to lose what he loves. That's the key. So he's got to. You're going to have a character that gets close to him, and Obi-Wan can't save that person because he has an overall mission, and that's the choice for Obi-Wan.
But he's Obi-Wan, so he always throws himself in the mix. Like, I'll just die, you guys go.
Right.
That's the nice thing about them.
He can't do that this time. That's going to be the change of his character.
Well, he does it. He does that.
Oh.
He does it. He does that to, I think, to save the partisans.
Okay.
And then he gets badly burned, but they come back for him. They come back for him, which is the unexpected thing, I think, for him.
So I think we should see that because he's got to learn. That's something he's going to learn, is to when to throw himself in and when to not throw himself in, because the consequences that ultimately were a result of him throwing it. He's like, oh my gosh, I almost failed in my mission because I threw myself in. No, I agree that probably has to happen. That's a character change that, decision that has to make. That's a pivotal kind of moment for Obi-Wan character.
Yeah.
To when to let go.
So there's also this bit here. I don't know if you talked about it while I was gone. You've seen pictures of Kenobi with the Inquisitor style sabers.
Yeah, he's like playing around though. So I don't want to oversell that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but he's like playing with the Grand Inquisitor's saber. And I keep wondering, because the Grand Inquisitor can't die, does he take the saber from him and use that in the battle? Grand Inquisitor's just like, what am I going to do? I got a big old head. What do you want me to do with myself now? You know what I mean? That's probably what happened.
Maybe that's why his head is bigger in Rebels, because he gets hit in the head. It makes it swell permanently.
It gets smashed. It's like it gets force crushed.
It may not have been on screen.
Like, I'm squishing your head. I'm squishing your head.
Very good. Very good. So there are a couple other things I'd like to move on to, just some speculation bits. So let me hide this. And then I've got several characters that I've seen talked about in the last week or so on possible cameos in some show or another. So the first one that came up was Hondo Ohnaka. Could Hondo Ohnaka show up? And again, this is all speculation. We're past the spoilers. Let me hide the spoilers. We're not going to talk about spoilers at this point. It's complete speculation. This is not rumors, leaks, or anything like that. But Hondo Ohnaka is a popular character. He's included in Disney World, right? He's in Disneyland. He's featured in the galaxy there, and as well as.
So is this general Rebels. Star Wars live action kind of thing, Santa, or is is this an Obi-Wan?
Like which? Well, no. In general, would he show up in Obi-Wan? Would he show up in Andor? Would he show up in Ahsoka? So that's the question. Would Hondo Ohnaka show up in live action? If so, what do you think he would show up in?
Andor. If I had to make a guess. Cassian, my old friend. I hate.
What do you think, Jason?
I I got to be honest. Like I was super excited when he was part of the Galaxy's Edge ride, but I also like once I saw that, I was like, you know what? They just made it where they can't really do anything deep with Hondo until we get past the Galaxy's Edge timeline, because now he can't die. Now he can't. His character arc can't really move very much beyond where it is. So in a weird way, I feel like he's kind of a trapped character because we got him on that Falcon ride. So I'm actually going against him. Might show up as a comedic moment in anything, mainly animated stuff. But I think he's kind of locked out now, and his look is locked out as looking like a certain way as well because of the Falcon ride. So that's kind of, yeah, I'm a huge bummer. Sorry, but that's what I think might have happened with Hondo.
Yeah, but if he's going to show up, I would say Andor.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of Kenobi, like, yeah, there's not really a place for him there. But I also don't get how the 4-LOM thing is supposed to work either, unless he's in that spice den. That's the only thing I can think of is he's like in the spice den, and he's just like there going like, you cannot pass, you shall not pass, or something like that.
Again, I see him as being like an intro kind of character to
Joe?
Inquisitor hunting down.
Am I back?
We fall off.
Okay. I think I'm back.
Okay. So if I were to guess where we would see 4-LOM is that he'd be like one of your opening Jedi or one of your opening bounty hunters hunting down a Jedi in service to one of the Inquisitors. And so that's how I would, if we're going to be introduced, and then we'd have a small battle scene where he kind of holds his own, but the Jedi is able to get away, which brings the Inquisitor in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just published a poll. The poll asks, who's first? So which character appears first? And I was going to add another option for none of the above, none of them. But the question is, which character would show up first in live action? Hondo, Cal Kestis, Kanan Jarrus, or Mace Windu? And if you don't think any of them, then I'm sorry, I ran out of options. But so we talked a little bit about Hondo showing up, and Jason, I completely missed it. What did you say about Hondo?
Oh, just that his inclusion in the Galaxy's Edge ride, in the Falcons ride, and all that kind of stuff. I think it's locked out the character's look and how much his character can progress, and ultimately what you could do with him in live action. So I think he's sort of stuck in limbo as just being a one-note, hey guys, character at most, until we get past episode 9, and essentially. So I don't really know if they'll use him in anything other than in that theme park stuff for a while.
Yeah, but I don't think he's anything but a one-dimensional character, so I think they will use him just because of that.
Yeah.
All right. So the second question is Cal Kestis. And this is Meg's video today. She included a great part because we just saw the actor at Disney World showing the new lightsaber hilt that's there, right? Mm-hmm. So that's Meg. I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to find you.
and she super chatted you, so you have to click.
I see that, and not only that, it's in British pounds, which makes it even more than $5.
I like their cousin.
Meg.
You can say she did. Out loud.
She did a video on Cal Kestis today. And Patrick Moynihan showed up. They've got his saber there that you can get. And so he took pictures there. And the question is this a setup for him showing up in one of the upcoming shows? We thought that, and this is, again, live action. There was a lot of speculation in the Bad Batch season 1 because we were hanging around where he's hanging around, that we might see him in the Bad Batch. We could see him in Bad Batch season 2, but that's not the question. The question is, will he be in live action? Will he be in Andor? Would he show up in Kenobi or one of the other projects? So what are your thoughts about Cal Kestis?
Magic Maker?
Oh, you want me to answer that?
Go ahead.
Okay. I do not think we will see him in live action. I think
I
we will
see.
see him in Bad Batch, and that's the only place we'll see him in Bad Batch, as far as not in the video games. I think ultimately he'll die in the second version of the video game.
I agree with that. I'm not saying I think he'll die. I think we don't get him in live action until after the video game is either that story is done. And with that game still being in development right now, I think trying to put him into something else may be a huge headache to try to make those things interface. They just wouldn't want to deal with it. So I'm going to say if he lives past the video game, I think he's in something else. Personally, I think he will go to live action after that. And I think he looks better now though. I saw him in that on the Disney World Saber video picture, and I was like, oh, he looks like more like a Jedi to me now than he did in that game. So I hope he has a new look in the second game, because I think he looks like more like a Star Wars character to me.
Yeah, he's starting to definitely take on that Star Wars look, but I think that's because he's taking on more of the Jedi air, where before he was that still that kid who had been in the labor camps prior.
Right. Yeah, and it's supposed to be like pretty young and everything like that too. So.
It's gone.
I think we're talking like a 16-year-old really inside the video game.
Yeah. I'm back again.
You're having some trouble today, Santa. The elves are not doing you any favors.
I know. It's terrible. My own opinion, Cal Kestis. I think Bad Batch. I don't think live action. It's my own take on it.
My personal feeling of where you're going to see him in what he's going to do in Bad Batch is revealed that Omega's Force sensitive. That's my prediction.
Oh, I don't think Omega's Force sensitive, but
I think she is. I've been telling you that the whole time.
I think she's Force curious.
Yeah.
So
she's just Force curious.
Force curious.
That's hilarious, Jason. So Kanan Jarrus. What about Kanan? What about Kanan Jarrus? Now, this is the one that I think of all four that we will see first. So the question is, who's first? Hondo, Cal Kestis, Kanan, or Mace? My guess is Kanan is first.
In Ahsoka?
He absolutely no. I think Kanan could show up in Andor.
I think flashback to Ahsoka. In Ahsoka, we get a flashback explaining who they all were, what they were, and what they lost. Maybe there. That's my prediction.
Gotcha. And what do you think?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think she's going to explain why they're looking for Ezra, and then Kanan will come up in the course of that.
I agree. Okay, very good. And then lastly, Mace Windu. Look, I think Mace Windu's alive. I'm with Meg on this. I think he's alive. We've talked about it.
Mace lives.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm apparently the only one that wants Mace dead. So
where does he show up in live action first? Mace Windu. I don't think he's going to be in Kenobi. Andor.
If I would have bet, it'd be Andor. And I still think that at some point he's not dead from Revenge of the Sith. I think something takes him out.
Does it have to be something that is coming already? Like does it or
no?
Because like if I think we would agree that Book of Boba Fett season 2, if they did it, would be the logical place to take that. There's nothing logical about Book of Boba Fett, but the logical thing would be to do that. So that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, Meg nailed it. I'm not reading it. But she's right. It's exactly how he survives. But
give me some skin, brother. Right?
I think Mace Windu has the opportunity to show up, but it would be I don't know yet. The Book of Boba Fett, maybe he could show up in Mandalorian. I just don't know. I don't know. I want him to show up badly. But
I want to see Boba Fett show up in Andor. That's where I'd like to see Boba. He won't, but I would like to see him there. Yes, I would absolutely. I would like to see him in his ruthless bounty hunter days. So that's what I would like to see.
Yeah, I like that idea too, because you could get Daniel Logan to play Boba, and then you could sort of have your cake and eat it too with the character. You know, you can show him as the old grandpa who's aged out of crime. Well, not really. He's a criminal, but he's different. He's more tribal, I guess, at that point. And then whereas earlier on he's more lone wolf, individualistic, and a bad guy. Because I'm not sure if Boba Fett will ever work as a hero for me.
Yeah, I just I would prefer to see him in that role and as the man with no face to kind of role too. I don't want him to take his helmet off.
Yeah,
and so I think that would give us a lot of old school fans what they actually want from the Boba Fett character,
right?
And that would meet that inside that. And then if you had your Mace Windu show up there, and inside of that, because now that's 10 years later, or about 10 years later, approximately, and maybe a few more, and then you can have your showdown between Mace Windu and Boba Fett. Boba Fett, of course, comes out winning, which would make people like, what? How the heck? But it's it's a moment where Mace has to go, this is the moment I have to go.
Yeah. Quentin Lee just gave Santa a $5 super chat and said Lucasfilm foreshadowed his death. It's in his name, Mace Windu. And it is kind of funny because every now and then I will see a conversation or have the implication that that's what Lucas was actually going for. Like that's what he was thinking. But it turns out the first version of Luke Starkiller or Anakin Starkiller was Mace Windy.
Yep, that's right.
That was like the original first name he wrote for a hero.
Yep.
And then we end up with we ended up with Mason, the Ewok movies. Remember that? And the older brother.
Older brother in that. And the Ewok. Yep. But so like when the first treatment, which was like 12 pages long, as you had Mace Windy on the planet of Alderaan. There wasn't even Tatooine then.
Yeah. Yeah. So. It would be kind of neat to see them someday do a lot with Mace Windu if they are able to give him a post prequels. If they did give him a post prequels kind of like life, it could be interesting to like do something with his early life, show the prequel era, and then after, and have it be something larger with more of a story arc. Because I think we could agree that everybody in the prequel era has lost their way, whether they mean it or not.
No, I think that's the intent. I was just talking about this actually with a friend today, and we were talking about the prequels, and I think people complained too much after the Phantom Menace, and it caused George to kind of change his story a little bit. But I think that's exactly where they were going with when they introduced the aspect of midichlorians, was that to show that the Jedi were not relying on the Force, this mystical being, this thing to guide them to who to be the next chosen one. They were using this quick technology to say, oh yeah, he has a lot of midichlorians, and I think that's what he was showing us, was they had even the one that was the closest had kind of lost his way.
Right.
Want to try to wrap things up because I keep getting bounced, but I do have the super chat from Meg that we need to address. Right, it says we need to tell about Forlom's brother, Foreskin. He actually had flesh put over top of his robotics, right? So you have Forlom that looks like a protocol droid. Foreskin, it looks like a person walking around, like Luke Skywalker with a hand.
Oh,
where you peel back the hand.
Foreskin. Think about it, like the children of the Force. Foreskin.
He's an important character in canon. It's important. We can't forget
the Foreskin. I like that. The Foreskin.
It's our family.
The family of the Force.
It's not weird at all.
Can't forget about So foreskin. So $5 super chat from Quentin. Lucasfilm foreshadowed his death. His name is Mace Windu. No. I don't think he's dead. Let's see. There was another super chat in here along the way. And I just want to catch the super chats real quick because my internet is not holding up. So I think that's all the super chats.
Me and iMagic Maker make the rules now.
That's it. We're in charge. We're taking over.
We're in charge now. You hear that? No. We got
I'm in charge now.
I'm in charge now. That's right. I do want to share real quick that a Magic Maker, you are going to give us an animation when you hit 500 subscribers, right?
Yes. We're 7 away, so you can help us out. Do you have that?
I've got it up here. I'm gonna show it right there. That's a animation that your daughter made, right?
Yep, that's it.
Nice.
She's doing
good.
That thing's grooving. Look at her.
Yeah. It's very good. So you guys support a Magic Maker over on Reimagining Star Wars. He's getting very close. And then we've got the Mike Porter dad joke. Oh, here we go. We got another super chat. Look what Meg did. Right. When you Google foreskin, is there real? No, not real. Meg did that Meg did that so it embarrassed me. Right. That was it. So the Mike Porter dad joke. It's a Star Wars version. It says, let's see if I can get it to. Oh, I got to move it back down here. Here we go.
With the Force. Okay.
What did the armed Princess Organa say to the stormtrooper? Oh, Leia, your weapon's down and you won't get hurt.
You did it again, Mike.
Very
did it again.
That's very good.
That's a good one.
All right, Jason, you're live streaming at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
What do you got going on today?
BS as always, dude. Just making stuff up as we go.
Another story today. You're holding
making up. I just make stuff up.
When's your next your next scoop being dropped? Today, tomorrow, Monday, next week? Who knows?
We are waiting. We are waiting to see. I'm waiting on the A-OK to do one thing, and then I'm gonna drop something. I got stuff planned.
I know. And you've been coordinated with Bespin. So is it their turn?
I hope so. I don't want to. Me and Bespin and Bolton have just been playing a lot of Fortnite, honestly, the last 24 hours. So
very good.
Now we know where all the scoops are coming from.
Oh yeah, I did a lot of stuff. It doesn't help anyone.
Sorry for all the problems with the stream today. Our internet here is being spotty, so it's my fault. It's not Melon's fault. It's not a Magic Maker's fault. It's or Jason's. It's my internet. So
it's the appliances.
Thanks for holding it together while I was in and out. Jason, especially, thanks for coming in without any heads up.
It was like Ghostbusters.
It was good talking to you, Jason. I'm glad you came on.
I'm glad I got to hang out with you too. And got to watch Santa just blipping around. That was fun.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So thank you all for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and close out. You guys can go ahead and drop. I'm just going to end it and we'll be gone. All right. So thank you all for your support. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, my friends. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. And may the force be with you always. Bye-bye.
Ho, 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 ho. Hot dang! Talking through the news from a galaxy far away. Toys and book reviews, positivity all the way. Come and join the fun, subscribe and like away. Movie news and show reviews, it's like Christmas every day. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa Show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa Show. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa Show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa Show. Ho, 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 ho. Hot dang, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat tonight on the Star Wars Santa Show. He can feel your presence. So join the chat, loosen up and have some fun with Star Wars Santa.